Yo, are you ready for the Astro-Weather Weekend? March 7th, 8th, 9th, Pisces season, Cancer, Leo moon? Let's talk about it. I'm feeling like I'm underwater. Pew. Grand Rising, good people. Eric Taylor, BigEAstro. We got some rain in AZ. Rain equals pain for me, but that's okay because I'm overstanding it and feeling good, and I'm manifesting good health and no more pain. But anyway, we got the Cancer moon, 12 noon, 9 a.m. Pacific, Friday, March 7th. How you guys feeling? How was your week? Interesting one for me. Been hectic, been very busy. Had two great podcasts Tuesday and yesterday. Thank you for everybody coming with our sort of our little lunchtime podcast. That's been kind of fun. And I'll be on live Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Tuesday for episode 314, and then Tuesday, episode 315, with intuitive astrologer Lisa Salvatore, as we kind of get you through the March Madness with the Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Virgo lunar eclipse, Aries partial solar eclipse. And we'll talk about the astrology of 2025 as well. There's a lot of big things coming, right? Uranus and Gemini in the 7-7 portal, March 30th, Neptune in Aries. We got Jupiter in Cancer, June 9th. We're going to get you covered. Lisa is great, really, really smart, fun astrologer, and just, good people. So I'm looking forward to that Tuesday, March 11th, 8 p.m. Eastern. So it's Cancer moon's at 0 degrees. Please take advantage, Pisces birth chart sale. Holla at your boy, Eric at BigEAstrology.com. All you Pisces, sun, moon, rising signs. I love working with the Pisces people. They really are a lot of fun, and I will definitely say, hold on one second, Pisces. All right. Well, back finishing up we're gonna kind of really get ready for this Virgo lunar eclipse and Mercury retrograde, the 14th and 15th. And I want you to sign up today for Coffee Talk. Coffee Talk will be next Saturday, March 15th, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and I'm going to explain the chart for Mercury retrograde from March 14th to the 7th, and talk about the Virgo lunar eclipse on the 15th, which will really play out for the next 6 months of our lives to the Virgo new moon. All right? Let's get to the chart and Astro Weather. And that's 2 hours, $22, Eric at BigEAstrology.com. Email me directly. You don't want to miss this coffee talk. Even if you can't make it live, you can pay the $22 to receive the recording, the charts, and all the information. Mercury retrograde while Venus is retrograde, because they're overlapping. Venus ends April 11th, Mercury April 7th. Muy importante. For real. Not just because I want your $22. I want you to understand this energy, because you thought January and February or something. You've already seen how March has started. Coming in like a lamb, going out like a lion. It may go out like a dragon and come in like a lion. How about that? Let's get to the chart. Astro-Weather Weekend, BigEAstrology. Faith over fear, no fear, all right? Peace. Pew. All right, the chart for Friday, 12 noon, 9 a.m. Pacific. Be specific, lyrically terrific. Not the Terror Squad, but a one-man gang. Lyrically, my words can just bang. My verbs can always hang in any neighborhood or hood. I keep it so ill, I spit it good. Cancer moon. So we'll finish up around 6 degrees East Coast, 7 on the West Coast. So tomorrow, 12 noon Saturday, should be around 13 degrees. We won't get to the Leo moon until later on Sunday. But so this Cancer moon will be, it's not really trining anything today. The conjunction of Mars will happen on Saturday. But When the moon is at home in Cancer, it's extra emotional and sensitive. Not a bad thing. It gives you your deep feelings to intuitively know what's going on, and you may feel it in your chest or stomach. And so this is the time to really love and nurture on your family, right? We had kids home yesterday sick, a kid home today sick. So that's what it's about. The Cancer moon is like really, it can get extra emotional, but you got to just kind of calm it down, breathe, and really tap in. With all this Pisces energy, Uranus is still waiting to get to the 24th degree. Venus is retrograde, but it's going to take a bit. Mercury's moving forward 5 degrees. But look, this is what I want you to focus on. We're still in the second decan of the Pisces Cancer decan. On Monday, we'll get to the Pisces Scorpio decan, the final decan. But Neptune's at 29 degrees. There is going to be extreme flooding, and prayers to people in Australia dealing with a cyclone and extreme weather worldwide. March is going to be a little loco pocos, okay? So with Neptune at the 29th degree, I want you to be prepared for some extreme weather and extreme storms. But this can also get us into, some strange things around sicknesses and illnesses, I don't know, unalivings, just weird things. So just please stay grounded, get into your physical body. You're going to need to kind of get into your Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn signs and houses, even if you don't have any earth in your chart, and kind of connect to nature and the wisdom of it to kind of maneuver through this month. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's not easy for me and my wife and my family. It's just we've got to weather this storm because it's really stormy and we're not seeing things clearly. There's a fog over everybody's eyes, especially the mutable signs, with this Neptune and North Node conjunction, and now Saturn is in this conjunction as well. And the sun will be joining it starting on Monday. So the rest of March, it's going to be kind of a wild ride, even to the beginning of Aries season. But there'll be a huge shift the 29th, 30th, 31st of March, and you'll feel it. It's going to be like you're entering into a new portal or a new realm or dimension. But we gotta just make it through all that. Pluto's still Pluto's at 3 degrees now. Look at that. Okay. So it's going to be interesting because I think it's going to stay there, maybe retrograding soon. We got the Lilith doing its thing, still in Libra. Remember, it went to Virgo for a few days. This Virgo South Node, we are really kind of dealing with that situation. And it's where we have got to kind of purge, detox, separate, and release from the perfectionism and also from being over self-critical and too much in our heads, worrying, stress, anxiety. You gotta increase the faith. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be all right. Okay? It really, I know it sounds corny, guys. I'm so sorry. I know, people are dealing with a lot right now, and my heart pours out. But I want you to really understand you have the power, you are the wisdom, you are the media. Take some deep breaths. I'm talking to myself and to all of you. Please, these are heavy, serious times. People are going through it. And we've got to tap in. Even the Lilith, we've got to increase the self-love. And so Lilith is squaring the moon. This can be a day where we're really out of balance emotionally. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on today. All right, let's get to Saturday. Seek It Saturday. The Cancer moon should be, like I said, about 13, the most 14 degrees at 12 noon. And please reach out. Eric at BigEAstro.com. Pisces, birth chart sale, coffee talk, 2 hours, $22. I love you. I'm working on a newsletter for next week, and I'm probably do a Virgo lunar eclipse video, or maybe I'll just release it from the coffee talk. Okay, I'm super busy and there's so much going on, but I thank you for the love and support. It means a lot. I've been missing my mother a lot the last few days as well. All right, Eric Taylor, Biggie Astrology, Astro-Weather Weekend. Let's get to Seek It Saturday. Pew. All right, Seek It Saturday. Woo. The Cancer moon, 12 noon, 9 a.m. Pacific. It is Saturday, March 8th, and the moon's at 13 degrees. It will finish up 19 and then 20 on the west coast. It's conjunct Mars. Saturday could be a time for some spring cleaning, some repairs on the home. But I think we got to watch out for the arguments with our mother and our family. We've got to do things that we got to do to repair or protect the home. Watch out for your digestion, what you're eating. Try to have a very simple diet on Saturday. I think a lot on I may start our intermittent fasting. Maybe a good way to cleanse and purge the digestion and stomach. And we're going to have the moon trining the sun and Saturn as we are going to bed Saturday night and early Sunday morning. And so spiritual discipline can be extremely helpful, and really sound frequencies. Everything is energy, vibration, and frequencies. But when we can get into 526, 428 megahertz, the megahertz, Google it or just go on YouTube. Look at the sound, vibrations, and frequencies of the planet Neptune and Venus. It can really help. They're very soothing and calming. Try to listen to some instrumental music on Saturday. No words. And be overly positive and optimistic. That's going to help. Jupiter and Gemini. Say positive words to yourself about yourself. Push through the depression and the sadness. Remember this sun... it's pulling away from the Jupiter square. Uranus is still at the 23rd degree. Venus is going to start to, there you go, 9 degrees. It left the 10th degree. And then Mercury's coming up. So this Mercury-Venus conjunction is kind of like a mixed bag, because Venus is telling you to be introspective. Mercury's now in the shadow period, but then Mercury is like... it's been in the shadow period, but Mercury is, coming up where it's trying to be so quick, fast, and assertive and but it's like, no, that's not going to help you this time. We gotta, before Mercury goes retrograde, we gotta start being introspective early and start to slow down, right? We can initiate and be so direct with our communications with Mercury and Aries that it's not serving us. So even before Mercury goes retrograde, because Venus is already retrograde and they're conjunct, we've got to start our introspection now. We got to pause. Don't be overly impulsive. We've got to slow down, okay? And, there's just so much truth on top of lie, but confusion with all this Pisces energy. What we've got to do is kind of just pause and get grounded in our own bodies and physical reality. The energy is very challenging, and so to support ourselves, we've got to kind of really go, like literally touch the trees, literally, get in the tub and get the crystals, like literally not think and be, overly impulsive and just react without thinking. We got to avoid the fights and the arguments and things like that. This Cancer moon, it going up to about, 20 degrees, you're going to see as you're going to bed Saturday night, that's where you can even, if you've never done it before, never worked with me, maybe Saturday night you can actually start keeping and doing a dream book. That may help you. But I would even think about soaking in the tub and just really trying to manifest through the water all the positivity that you need, but even calming the nerves, rubbing the back of the neck, the central nervous system, because even as you wake up Sunday morning, that Cancer moon will be sextiling Uranus, and that can really help you to kind of, through the vibration and frequency of toning, like in your own body and your throat chakra, like that can calm down your nerves and even in your chest, that feeling, or in your stomach. So, we got to be kinder and take little energy breaks where we're kind of doing something that is not feeling like we're being productive, but you're being productive when you nurture and care for yourself. That's productivity. It's not just work, 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 work. And I'm even talking to myself. I'm due for like a little soak in a tub, this weekend myself. I've talked about it on 2 Astro-Weathers and I still haven't done it yet. So, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But this is for everybody, and especially the water signs. You're going to really need to get grounded. This Virgo lunar eclipse that's coming, we've got to kind of release this perfectionism. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. It just doesn't. That's an illusion. That's part of the 3D realm that we thought that we needed, and it's not going to work in the 5D. What's going to work is that you're real and you're authentic. What's going to work is that, sometimes I can't show up the best of my abilities at work. That's okay. But are you showing up and being real from your heart? Are you showing up authentically? Are you being of service to the collective of humanity to the best of your abilities? Well, then, strange. That's what it's about. Okay, so let's see how this Lilith is doing, because it is, still doing its thing in the Libra. I think it's going to get back to Scorpio eventually, but it's going to stay in this Libra Virgo axis for a minute. And I think there's a reason for it. You know what I mean? I think that we are still getting ready for this Aries partial solar eclipse, where on the 29th of March, where we still have got to purge this need for toxic relationships, or this need for accepting injustice. You know what I mean? We have got to sometimes be the leaders of our own lives and become the media and the presidents, but sometimes we got to go at it alone by ourselves, even through the caves and the dark places. But we've got to also kind of just take a step back and breathe and know that, hey, if we take a day or two off, nothing's going to collapse. Everything's fine. And remember, March 7th to the 14th, right? We're taking a break from Whole Foods, Amazon, and all that stuff, okay? The People's Union. So, don't buy things you don't need, and don't support these big conglomerates. Shop small business. Support Sabale Pure, organic vegan body and skincare. Support BigEAstro Astrology, you know what I mean? But SABALI pure.com. Get those oils. They smell so good. Get the tooth powder. Really take care and nurture the Trace Mineral Deodorant. Okay? Have a good Saturday, but really just no more stress and worry. You're not solving anything and everything in a panic or in stress or emotions, and you're also not solving anything in overdoing. Sometimes you just got to take a break and breathe. Okay? Eric Taylor, Big E Astrology. And yeah, Juno is, doing his thing in Sag. Can't believe that Pluto, I didn't know that Pluto was going to move that quickly to the third degree because it's only going up to third degrees for this year. But this Cancer moon, we'll get ready to see where it's going to 20. So tomorrow at 12 noon, it should be at about 26 degrees. And then we'll get to the Leo moon Sunday night, a little bit around 8 p.m. Eastern, maybe a little bit before. So I'll be on live for that Leo moon on Sunday night, talking about Saturn and Uranus in Pisces. That should be really interesting for people going through the first or second Saturn return. And then some of your kids who are in that range of, I forgot the ages, but definitely the teenagers, they will have Uranus in Pisces. Okay. And, we'll talk about that generation and that energy Saturday. All right. Episode 314, Knowledge Love Astrology Podcast. Eric Taylor, Big E Astrology. Let's get to sleep on it Sunday. Peace. All right. Sunday. Whoa. March 9th. The greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th. R.I.P. Christopher. Notorious. Big. Wallace. Yeah. Oh, man. So young, Tupac and Biggie. So young. Way too young. Well, that Cancer moon, I was right, 26 degrees. So it will get around 7, maybe 7:15, 7:20 Eastern on Sunday night. It will get into the Leo moon, and that'll be Sunday, Monday, and part of Tuesday. And then the Virgo moon will be Wednesday, Thursday, part of Friday. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting for next week, because Friday is the 7th. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting how we get to that Virgo lunar eclipse. So just remember, Monday we're gonna get into the Pisces Scorpio Deacon. Now, Sunday, right, this Cancer moon is trining the North Node in Neptune. So this is where, even playing an instrument on Sunday, flute or violin, I wanted to be a flautist. I play the flute. I am so good at the music. But yeah, I got jammed some music this weekend, and I'm really sensing that Uranus. Cancer Uranus sextile early Sunday morning. Jupiter is now rocking at that 13th degree. Mars is moving forward 18. So get ready though, because the Mercury retrograde is coming, and it's at 7 degrees, almost conjunct the Venus. And we've got to really get into a place where we can't be surprised by the deception of the media or of the government or pharmaceuticals. You need to accept that as the reality and truth. That, and I say this, but it's like if they're talking, they're lying. You know what I mean? And so we've got to, that's why I say become your own media. And I think that this Mercury-Venus retrograde will really give us that perspective this season as we go through March, where this introspection is going to set us up for a new reality, the new earth, and a new perception of what is the new beginning, because things are crumbling because they have to. Doesn't matter if it's Trump or Harris or Biden or Obama. The system has been broken for decades. And you've got to understand that you trying to fix and hold and patchwork and repair, this, burning, broken building, it's not going to serve you. So what you've got to do is really kind of be that lone wolf and go at it in a different direction. But find the tribe. That's why I'm building my community. The Knowledge is Love tribe, right? Tailor Made Love, the podcast of Wifey. We're going to work on that soon. There's just a lot, but, I think the one thing that we can hold on to is that when we vibrate from our heart chakra with compassion, empathy, grace, and mercy and love, that's going to be our North Star. That's going to be our saving grace. That's going to be our truth. Okay? I hope that kind of makes sense. And this Leo moon, when it comes in, it's going to finish up Sunday night at about, 3 degrees on the West Coast, 2 on the East Coast. Okay, so Monday morning, it should be at around 9, 10 degrees. So Sunday night, as you go to bed, it's going to be opposing Pluto. That's going to be interesting with the Chinese markets for Monday morning. And, I'm sensing there's going to be some more stuff with RFK, FEMA. There's going to be some big announcements. Get ready, because next week is going to be explosive. You're not going to be prepared for what's going to go down. And there's no fear, but there's just going to be confusion, revelation, different things, more lawsuits, things with Trump and Elon. And looks like Trump is going to push Elon down a little back. I think he's kind of also, maybe somebody behind the scenes kind of spanked his hand a little bit. You'll see. You can only go rogue for so long. But what's going to be interesting is the plays and the attacks towards the Federal Reserve. Because, if he pushes too far, he could wind up like JFK. Hey. So, Astro-Weather Weekend, I will see you on Monday. I'll see you Sunday night. Should be 7 p.m. Eastern, may go 8, but probably 7 p.m. Eastern. Saturn and Uranus and Pisces. And then, I will see you on Monday for the Astro-Weather and Tuesday for Lisa Salvatore. And enjoy this Cancer Leo moon weekend and Sunday. You're gonna, when the moon goes into Leo, it's also gonna immediately come in and start trining the Mercury and, even Sunday night, early Monday morning, the Mercury and Venus. So Monday may be the best day of the week. I'm just saying. After that, I don't know about next week. All right, Eric Taylor, Astro-Weather Weekend. I love you guys. Be smart, be safe, be careful. BigEAstrology. Yeah, that's the Astro-Weather Weekend, March 7th, 8th, 9th. Happy birthday, all you Pisces out there. You guys are special. My little sister, cousin, my wife, my mom had the Pisces moon and rising. I know, a lot of Pisces friends. You guys are different, but you're special and you're magical. So just be careful, though, because for all the mutable signs, but specifically the Pisces, this can be a very hard time for you guys with this Saturn, Sun, Neptune, and North Node conjunction. So whether you're a Pisces sun, moon, or rising, this is also time for you to really ground in earth and nature. And this is really a time for you to kind of get into your physical bodies, okay? I think that we're going to see that March is going to take us to a real new, a new perspective on everything. And I think that we've got to kind of weather these storms, because it's raining out there, it's storming, it's cycloning, it's hurricaning, it's painting. But what we can't do is let it overwhelm us and then get caught up in this spin cycle. Okay, so this is where I think the instrumental music over the weekend, the crystals, the grounding and earthing in nature, and just breathing and pausing is going to be really more than just for the water signs. That's going to be for everybody. We all got to do it. Okay, that's what we're seeing in the cosmos. So let's really understand that, and let's just slow down like Brand Nubian, and let's really chill. I told you, I've been talking about it, but even me, I'm going to get in that bathtub this weekend, I promise. If I don't come to you with Monday's Astro Weather with me telling you about my great time with crystals in the bathtub, then I'm going to have to take a punishment and a timeout myself, okay? So, I love you guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday with the Astro Weather. I'll see you Sunday night with the podcast, Knowledge is Love, 314. And hopefully I see you with the Pisces birth chart sale and signing up for Coffee Talk, which will be next Saturday, March 15th, Mercury retrograde and Virgo lunar eclipse. Okay? Eric Taylor, Biggie Astrology, Astro-Weather Weekend. Much love. All right? Breathe. Introspection, and just be authentic from your heart. And none of us are perfect. Let's just leave that for God. Okay? You got it. Biggie Astrology. Pew!